These are 7 players that I think will stand out for various reasons in Montreal Canadiens 2021-22 training camp. Let's get started. Hey everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs, where you get your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge. Now, I'm not crazy, I'm filming. Okay. So these are 7 guys, plus I'm going to throw in an honorable mention, that I think will stand out in this training camp for various reasons. I think they all kind of need to. It's not because I think that they're going to need to stay on the team, but I just think that they need to make an impression here. And I'm going to explain why. I'm going to give you my opinion on the player, and let's get right into it. Cole Caufield's rookie season is highly anticipated for a lot of different reasons, and mostly for his goal scoring. I think there's some people out there that think that he can score, honestly, 100 goals, which is kind of ridiculous. But my questions are, can he stay at a high level? Because he played at a very high level in the playoffs last year. Top line, right through I think he missed the first 2 games, and then he played the rest of the games. So that's pretty high level. He needs to earn a spot next to Nick Suzuki. Can he earn that spot, or will they play him a little bit lower down in the lineup, either to protect him or because they feel that's the best spot for him? So he scored 4 goals, 8 assists, and 12 points in the 20 playoff games. So is he ready to stay? Will he go back down, which I highly doubt. This player I knew from the minute that he was an NHL player, and I said after his first couple of games that I don't think he's going back down to the AHL ever again, and I don't see anything that's going to make me change my mind right now. Even if he doesn't have the performance in this training camp that we all expect him to have, I don't think he can, I don't know that he could totally suck that bad that he wouldn't stay on the team, honestly. Just the fact that the offense that he might produce, we don't know the goal totals. I kind of figure about 25 goals, maybe 30. There's a lot of people think he can put up 40 or 50. I don't know. Not a lot of players have ever done that in their rookie season. And don't forget, it is his rookie season. He played only 10 games last season during the season. And I don't see him scoring 50 goals in his rookie season. But is it impossible? No, it's not, but it's unlikely. But I think he will impress in training camp. I do believe he'll earn that spot. He's a really exciting player. I love his playmaking. This is something that he's not really known for, is his playmaking skills. This is an untapped potential from Cole Caufield. Caufield's also kind of known as a purely offensive player. I think his defense does need work. I think it's good enough that he doesn't really hurt you out there. I mean, he played a regular shift in the playoffs right into the finals, obviously. And I think that if his defense was that bad, we would have noticed it more there. So I think he's fine that way. It's something that he needs to improve. Obviously, he's a goal scorer. He's going to shine on the power play. And with the improvements on this team, with the wingers, there's much more talent out there. I think that can only help a guy like Caufield. So it's, his former teammate in the USNDP program, Trevor Zegras, he said the other day that he sees 40-plus goals from Cole Caufield. I think it's a little much, but, I mean, here's a guy who knows him, played with him for a few years, obviously developing, knows the player well. I don't know if it's because of his age or, we'll see what happens. So I think Caufield will have a pretty impressive camp. I hope it's impressive enough that he stays on that first line with Nick Suzuki. There's an incredible chemistry there in those 3 players, and I hope they put that to use this upcoming season because I really like this kid Caufield. Subscribe and ring that notifications bell, and hey, give a thumbs up.
Around here tonight. No.
Christian Dvorak, he's on a new team. It's a huge challenge for him. So is he as good as I'll say that I think he is, and I think a lot of us Habs fans, after the trade for him, have discovered that this kid has so much untapped potential. When he was with the London Knights in junior, he played with Mitch Marner. I mean, he outscored Mitch Marner. It hasn't translated into the NHL, but look at the teams he's been on. Arizona Coyotes, not an offensive powerhouse by any means. He comes to a team that there's going to be more potential there for offense. He has a great opportunity here to make that step up in his career and to prove to his critics, I guess, that he is a really good, maybe great player. We don't know. I think there's potential for that. He showed it in junior, and like I said, hasn't translated it into the NHL, but I think we're going to find out this season. He's got big shoes to fill, but he's got so much talent. The best season was 38 points. I'm not saying he can double that. That's a lot, but I think he can add 20, 25 points to that this season and build on that. So I think there's going to be a huge progression here for Christian Dvorak. I think he's going to show us in training camp the kind of player that he is. He's not a passer he's a shoot first kind of center. And, usually that's not my favorite way for a center to be. But if you line him up with the right guys, he doesn't have to be that passer. He's got a nose for the net. He goes to the net, spends time in front of the net on the power play as well. And I think if you line him up with another goal scorer and a playmaker, this line has such potential. We're going to find out in the training camp. Hey, with the season almost upon us, I did a projected lineup video a couple weeks ago, so why don't you check that out? It's going to be available by a click of the button at the end of this video. The controversial Jonathan Drouin. So now we know what was going on, right? He's dealing with anxiety and insomnia, and that is not an easy thing to deal with. I deal with the same issues myself, and I completely understand where this guy is coming from. Anxiety can be totally crippling. And then when you don't sleep, you can't function. This is a very important camp for Jonathan Drouin. He has frustrated us for the last few years, even though now we know why. So this is important for him to show that he is back on track and potentially can be that player that we were hoping we were getting when the trade was made. In that interview with him, I did not see it. I read some transcripts from it, and there's a couple of things that I really like that he said that I think are going to be key to whether this guy is going to turn it around this season. He said, "I've played left wing, right wing, and at center. I'm comfortable wherever I play. Dom will make the decision where I play." That's absolutely the right attitude, not coming in saying, yeah, I want to play here, I want to play there, no prima donna in that statement. He set goals for himself this season, but he wasn't sharing them. And the reason I like that is because it shows a sense of maturity that I don't know that he had. This is a maturity thing, and I think that it's necessary going into this season for his new start to have this level of maturity. He's also said he's not afraid to talk about his situation. He's talked to all of the players on the team. These are good things, and I hope I'm backing him this year, even though he's frustrated me. Everyone knows how I feel about Jonathan Drouin. Before this interview, before we knew exactly what was going on, I'm backing the guy because, I've got my own issues to deal with. I understand where he's coming from, and I'm rooting for this guy to succeed because he's got great potential. It's a great season for him with the players that he's going to potentially play with, and I believe that he'll line up with Christian Dvorak. I think he has a potential to have his breakout season. Man, I hope I can just edit that down and make some kind of sense because I don't know. I feel like I'm just babbling away here, so let's hope the video comes out okay. I might leave this in. So next up, I got a couple of young guys. We'll start with this one. Mattias Norlinder.
Relativt nära. Bra aktion här. Det kan bli ett bra skottläge. Och den sitter Mattias Norlinder.
Mattias Norlinder, I saw him play in the first rookie camp game. Now, Mattias Norlinder, the knock on Norlinder, obviously, is his defense isn't up to par. Pure offense, no defense. He's potentially that stud, puck-moving, offensive defenseman that you need that can play 25, 30 minutes a game, and that's going to make you into a cup contender. You need two of them. You need one puck mover, and you need one on the defensive side. And I think in these two guys that I'm going to talk about, I think we've got that. The problem is that Norlinder's defense right now is not up to par for the NHL. He's going to go back, I believe, to Sweden because he can't go to Laval in this season. He's signed a contract with Sweden, and he's only allowed to stay here if he makes the team. not be sent to the minors. So I don't think he's going to make the team. I don't think his defense is up to par. His offensive side of the game, I think, is ready to make the jump to the NHL, but the defense is going to hold him back. You don't want a player that not only is going to hurt you a bit every game on defense, but that's going to get to his confidence and it's going to hurt his development, if you ask me. So he's going to go back to Sweden, but there is such potential. I like what I see from this guy. This guy is going to be, if he does pan out, which I think he will, a top two defenseman that moves the puck. You pair him up with
top of the zone, near side, Weisblatt. Weisblatt across. Guhle steps in, shoots, scores. Kaiden Guhle.
He's the opposite kind of Norlinder. I think he's a more well-rounded defenseman where he has an offensive side, he has the defensive side, he's got the physicality, he's got the size, he's got leadership. I think Kaiden Guhle is a no-miss to make the NHL. The opposite of Norlinder, by that I mean, I think on his defensive side, the physical side of the game, I think he's ready. He looks like he's ready, but I don't think offensive side of the game, I don't think he's there yet. I think he's kind of, he needs a little bit more seasoning. So I think he'll be going to Laval. For the two of these guys, for Norlinder, I don't think we'll see him during the season because of the fact that he's going to be going back to Sweden. I don't think they're calling him up for a few games to come from Sweden here to play. For Guhle, I think we'll see him at some point. I even wouldn't be surprised if he breaks camp with Montreal for 4 or 5 games and then goes to Laval. But if that doesn't happen, I still think we'll see him at some point during the season for a cup of coffee, see how he looks in the NHL. Maybe there's an injury, he gets a shot like that. So I think we'll see those guys. I think that is our top 2 pairing for the future. I think these are the 2 studs that can play that 30-minute game in the playoffs, be a force out there and make you into a contender. Hey, everybody, I encourage you to check out the channel update for season 4 for this channel. This will be the 4th season that I am doing this. And please check it out. There's some changes to the channel. I've got some new shows coming up. And, check it out, and you'll see what's going to be happening upcoming for Talkin' Habs.
In his very first game in the National Hockey League.
Ryan Poehling was not invited to take part in rookie camp, and I think that is a really good sign. It shows Montreal believes that he's taken that next step and doesn't need to go down there. They also are not 100% sure that he's going to make the team, and you can tell that by the contract that he signed. He signed a 2-year deal. The first year was a 2-way deal. The team and myself, we're not sure yet. Has Ryan Poehling finally... Is he ready, 100% ready, or does he need a little bit more time down in the AHL? If he's ready, there's a huge opportunity for Ryan Poehling here. I know a lot of people think it'll be the 3rd-line center. I'm not saying that's not a possibility, but I think Jake Evans is penciled in there basically, and it's his job to lose. I think Ryan Poehling, if he makes the team as center, he will be the 4th-line center. Maybe splitting a little time with Paquette, but if it's going to be that Paquette gets half the games and Poehling is sitting for half the games, I don't know that that's good for his development. You don't want a guy in his first season. You don't want a guy in his first season sitting in the press box a lot. It's not really great for his development. So as long as he can get enough games, then that's okay. And I think Paquette's going to get some games at 4th line. So I think Ryan Poehling needs to impress here if he wants to stay here the whole season. If he wants to break camp with Montreal, he needs to be impressive. My opinion is that I'm not 100% sure. I like what he's done, coming back from kind of being very disappointed that he didn't make the team in his what would have been his rookie season. And he admitted he didn't take it well. And then last season was a good season for him. He was amongst the team leaders in points. I think he had 25 points in 28 games, something like that. I'd like to see him do that for like a half a season in the AHL. I really would like to see him do that again, just to kind of cement that. I think that's the reason why he got the 2-way contract, that Montreal management believes the same thing. Will that happen? Don't know. I think his performance in camp will go a long way to change that. So that's why I think this is a very important camp for Ryan Poehling. Does he cement a starting job? or does he almost get there? We want you to become a member of Talking Habs.
Rafael Harvey-Pinard of the Chicoutimi Saguenay. Chef diploma this summer. The native of Jonquière, Quebec.
Harvey-Pinard was a pick that when I saw Montreal make that pick, I guess it's 3 seasons ago, I was really happy. Got him in the 7th round, and I was like, how is this guy still there for them to make that pick? Now, I really kind of fell in love with this player watching the Memorial Cup just before that draft. He was playing for the Rouyn-Noranda Huskies against the reason I was really watching the Memorial Cup because Nick Suzuki and the Guelph Storm were in there. And I saw this guy play him. Just something about this guy. He's a sneaky, smart player. He's got that drive and determination like Brendan Gallagher kind of makes you think that. He looked like a leader out there, just a smart, thinking player with good vision and skill and can put up points. I think he's like a third-line player, but he puts up points. Like that season, I think he had like 80 points. So this is a guy that puts up points everywhere he goes. And yet he fell to 7th round, and I didn't understand that. So I'm rooting for this kid because when it happened, I said, I watched this kid. He's going to be an NHL player. That's my belief. He's proving that out in his rise through the system. I think he's almost ready. I don't think he'll stick with Montreal through this training camp, like break camp with them, but I think he's going to make an impression here. We're going to see Rafael Harvey-Pinard in a Habs uniform in the big leagues at some point this season for an undetermined amount of games, in my opinion. Like on a scoring type of a third line that can play both ends of the puck. Hopefully Montreal keeps him and develops him to stay here in Montreal. He is a local kid from Jonquière, I believe, in Quebec. Let me know what you think about that. And please let me know what you think in the comments about these players, if you agree with me, if you don't agree with me. Can he make the jump? I don't think he's ready yet. I think a little bit more time in Laval will do that. It might even be the whole season, and we'll see him next year. But I think by next season, we're going to see Harvey-Pinard in Montreal uniform on a regular basis. Time for my honorable mention. These are players that have made it from rookie camp and have been invited to the big club. Guys that I think on this list are of note: Gianni Fairbrother, obviously Kaiden Guhle, Harvey-Pinard, Cam Hillis, Jan Mysak, Norlinder, obviously. And then there's Alexis Gravel. And this is a guy that was invited to the rookie camp. I was talking about Harvey-Pinard in that Memorial Cup. He was playing for the Halifax Mooseheads in that cup. He looked like a really solid goaltender. Montreal did not draft him. I'm not sure why he has to be here on a tryout. I just have this feeling that he's going to somehow make an impression here and end up in their system. Obviously, he's not going to be here with Price and Allen, but I think he's going to make get into the system. Charlie Lindgren is gone. They need another goalie in the system. I think it's going to be him. So I really expect to see him make an impression, and he needs to. He wants a contract with Montreal. He needs to make an impression. I think he has the talent to do it. He might be an underrated goalie, but I'm expecting to see Alexis Gravel impress me in Cat. Good luck editing this, Rick. I don't envy you. I am me. I still don't envy you having to edit this. Thanks. Subscribe and ring that notifications bell. And hey, give a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hey, check out that video over there.